I know DC gets a lot of shade, and it's a little bit painful because I'm a DC fangirl. I say that all the time when I review Marvel shows and movies. Just a forewarning, I do have a bias. But come on. Zack Snyder Justice League cut was majestic. Absolutely majestic. Hey, okay, after the roaring dinosaur for Rawrist, Rawr means I love you in dinosaur, I talk about things I love. I'm going to talk about spoilers for this movie, so if you haven't seen the Zack Snyder Justice League cut yet, stop this video and go watch it. What else are you going to do with 4 hours of your life? Holy shit, was the Zack Snyder cut so good. Now, I did have to break up watching it just because I can't sit and watch something for 4 hours without getting up and walking around, which is why I've loved the death of theaters and them streaming stuff, because I can now do it in the comfort of my own home, where I can pause it a million times and go to the bathroom or get a drink or like chase my cats because I'm a crazy cat lady. So this is so wonderful for me, and I really hope this is the future of that. Okay, we release it in the theaters, but we also do just streaming. I realize they didn't release a Zack Snyder cut in theaters. I'm just saying. Okay, it's off topic. Let's go back to Zack Snyder cut. All the added scenes and showing the backstory and adding more depth to the different heroes really made this movie. I also want to say that I did like the first Justice League movie, but I also have really bad taste. Like, I love the Suicide Squad movie too. So if you're going, ew, how did you like Josh Whedon's cut? I just have shit taste. It's just, come on, soulless redhead. That being said, with whatever I would rate the Josh Whedon cut of Justice League, Zack Snyder's is just, it blows it out of the fucking water. I mean, come on. That's not to say there weren't flaws in this movie. Just like anything I love, I can tear it apart viciously. The volume difference between the dialogue and the music was atrocious, and I had to crank it up to hear what they were saying, but then the music and sound effects would come on, and I would lose my hearing for like 20 seconds. I know that's an exaggeration, but you understand what I'm saying. There was music that was way too redundant. Wonder Woman's just calm down, Zack Snyder. Calm down. It was a little bit too much. It got to the point where it was just hilarious. It wasn't epic. It was just like, wow. Wow. I think the slow-mo sometimes was used a bit too much, but Zack Snyder made up for it when he'd do like the slow them jumping and then freeze, and we'd see them all in action shots. Was just so cool. I got goosebumps. I know that's lame, but I got goosebumps. I know I'm a child in an elderly woman's body. It's quite sad. The ending was a bit weird, how we just got this kind of happy ending, and then we went to the whole nightmare thing, showing what's going to happen when Darkseid gets there in the future, if Zack Snyder's able to continue doing any DCEU movies, which he said he's still open to, but Warner Brothers kind of sucks, so they're going to fuck that up. It just felt like it dragged on. I don't know. Also, the Joker talking felt like it dragged on. I know a lot of people think, oh, Jared Leto, he's a great Joker, and this proved it. I still just don't see it. I don't like how he plays the Joker. I'm sorry. Just my opinion there. I think all scenes with him, while there was just the end thing, was very painful to watch. Just like it's painful to watch my videos. Also, I just want to throw this out there. If Lois being killed is enough to make Superman snap and join the side of evil, I know it's him being vulnerable to the anti-life equation, but still, it kind of sucks, Superman. Like, I know those of you that have seen my Golden Age Superman comic videos know that he's just a violent psychopath, but dang, dude, like, maybe take your obsession with one person down a couple notches, you know? Where were there improvements from the Whedon cut to the Snyder cut? Well, we would be here all day, but let's talk about the major ones. The shitty humor that Whedon added in, and I just want to say for the record, I like Josh Whedon's work. I think he's a creative genius. I really enjoy other movies he's done, and TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer, of course, being my first and best introduction to Josh Whedon. Or was Firefly before Buffy? Oh god, I'm so old I don't remember which came in what order. Anyways, I like Joss Whedon. His humor and his cut of the Justice League just sucked ass. It sucked ass. Apologies if you like sucking ass, that's perfectly fine. It sucked ass. And you can tell that was Whedon because the Zack Snyder cut didn't have this stupid stuff like Aquaman being covered in the lasso and him talking about his feelings and everyone snickering, and then Superman asking Batman, do you bleed? And Batman going, something's bleeding. And I get it, it's Whedon's humor and he likes those quippy lines, and I do realize in comics there are a lot of quippy lines, but it felt so out of place and just so poorly done. So Zack Snyder cutting out those stupid bits of humor just made it so much better. Cyborg. I know there's been some allegations against Whedon and him being racist towards the Cyborg actor, and there's a whole thing going on with that. Honestly, Whedon's cut made Cyborg look so much worse. And then we have Snyder's cut and you're like, whoa, this guy is a fucking bamf. I also like Batman a lot more in Snyder's cut. He felt more like Batman. And I liked him in Whedon's cut, but when I was watching Snyder's cut and seeing Ben Affleck as Batman, I actually felt sad that we may never see him play Batman again. And the same goes for The Flash, Ezra Miller as The Flash. It was insane with a little bit more backstory and a little bit more added to his scenes and dialogue. I did not like him as much as The Flash in the Whedon cut, but in the Snyder cut, I finally went, oh, I get why they cast him as Barry Allen. I get it. His quirky quippiness wasn't obnoxious like it was in the original Justice League. The things he said actually felt like the goofy, happy Barry Allen. Was it me, or did Wonder Woman look more like a badass in this film than she has in her two solo movies? I get that this is the furthest in the timeline, so of course she's had more years, but she's also pretty old in the first place. But damn, did she just look like an absolute bamf in the Snyder cut. The fight between Superman when he was having his amnesia against the rest of the members of the Justice League was much better done under Snyder. I like that the fight was longer and it was less goofy, and it was so cool to see them trying to take on Superman. Steppenwolf actually looked intimidating and didn't look like a fucking Muppet like he did in the original cut. His armor was so cool. Also, the end fight with him was so much more well done. Oh my god. Darkseid, he walks so slow. Watch the end thing when he's like, we're gonna do this the old ways and get to Earth and get the anti-life equation. And he walks so slow, it would be like walking behind a 1-year-old. I don't know how people don't freak out when they walk behind him. It was painful. Also, I understand Darkseid having amnesia of the only planet you were defeated on and not realizing, because, you know, once you get to a certain age, you just forget entire years. It's rough. Although in his defense, he probably just popped at a certain planet, and after you conquer, 100,000 planets and just appear at them, you sort of start to forget. And Earth is just kind of this one pitiful planet in this one pitiful solar system in the Milky Way galaxy. I mean, who really gives a shit about it? Did Mera seem really off to you? This bothered me so much. She has an accent, a clear accent in this movie that is different than the solo Aquaman movie, and it was bothering me the entire time. I was like, there's something wrong with the way she's talking. Go watch even a few clips, because I had to, because I thought I was going just absolutely fucking crazy. She talks with a generic American accent in the solo Aquaman movie, but she has this accent in the Snyder Justice League cut, and she's completely different. I mean, there are things, I don't know if this is how they're explaining it, and I'm assuming they're going to. The Snyder Justice League cut is like an alternate Earth or timeline, and it does not match up with the Aquaman solo movie, because if it did, it just retconned what happened in the Aquaman movie, which I guess is alright. I mean, in fairness with that, comics retcon shit all the time, so Alfred. Jeremy Irons as Alfred, I was always on board for. but seeing extended scenes in his dialogue, I love him so much more. And again, it goes to the disappointment of we might not see these people, Ben Affleck and Jeremy Irons, play their respective characters again because of Warner Brothers being the absolute devil that it is. I want to address something and apologize. When I reviewed the original Justice League movie, I tormented Jason Momoa non-stop. I ragged on him even though I love him. I've seen him live at a Comic-Con. The coolest, chillest dude you will ever meet. He's a great actor. I love him in many roles, but he was so awkward in the Whedon cut of Justice League. The My Man and his woo stuff was just like... This is proof that how you cut a film makes or breaks it. All of those moments in the Snyder cut, I was like, oh, this is actually badass. I'm going, my man! Just, wow. It's amazing when you have enough story and dialogue and substance and you edit it right, how you don't make an actor look like a total fucking clown. Oh, I want to talk about Batman a little bit more. I'm obsessed with Batman. I'm really sorry. I have some Golden Age Batman comic videos too. It's an obsession. You really felt with Ben Affleck that he was portraying an older, more experienced Batman, and you could see it in how he was fighting. This dude is an absolute bamf. He doesn't have any superpowers, but he's terrifying. It's terrifying to see him fight. And I'm so grateful to Zack Snyder for giving us an older, more experienced, amazing Batman and showing why he's so feared and why the other members of the Justice League are like, hey, you don't mess with Batman. He doesn't have any powers, but he's gonna ruin your entire day. I have some weird things I want to talk about this movie now. One, Zack Snyder, you really like shirtless dudes, and I don't blame you. I like shirtless dudes too. I like shirtless women as well. I don't discriminate as long as you're a consenting adult and you have the mental capabilities to do so. But man, I mean, Jason Momoa was constantly ripping off his shirt, and then we have shirtless Superman. Also, Henry Cavill, I absolutely love you, adore you. But like, you could tell he was pushing out his chest to make himself look even more manly and stuff. And it was an awkward position. And I know women do that. We kind of like push out our chests to make the chesticles look bigger and to kind of like push out the butt and stuff. So it was weird seeing a dude do it. It was a bit too much. The Flash was a little bit creepy with him touching her hair and kind of brushing it aside. Like, don't be a creeper, Flash. Maybe just save her, you know? Speaking of creepy, I love that we have the Martian Manhunter in this film, but you know, maybe don't pretend to be someone's future mother-in-law, you know, and have a heartfelt conversation with her. Just, you know, a bit creepy. I thought Josh Whedon was supposed to be the creepy one. I had to throw that in there, sorry. The Flash going time traveling, you know, sticking his dick in the Speed Force, as I like to say, because the Flash loves to do that and just mess up stuff. But, you know, he put his dick in the Speed Force this time and actually reversed everything. I think that was really cool to see. I enjoyed that. More on the after scenes, I would love to see where Zack Snyder goes with Darkseid deciding to invade Earth. And I feel like even if Warner Brothers doesn't want to give Zack Snyder control over the DCEU, maybe we should have a Snyder Verse and we just have his continuity. You know, I know that might get confusing to the average watcher. I mean, that's happened with Marvel before, and those are actually all synced up. Oh my gosh, it happened with Solo. People were so confused about Solo and thought, oh wait, is this in the sequel trilogy? So, and I'm not saying the average person is stupid, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying most people aren't diehard fans like people that watch videos on comic book stuff, you know? So there's a difference, and you have to try a bit harder to be like, hey, this timeline is separate from all these other DCU movies, so They're gonna have a little bit of an uphill battle if they do a Snyder Verse, and he goes this way, and then the rest of the movies are, you know, going like this. I, for one, don't care. Just confuse the fuck out of everyone. We need Snyderverse. I want to see Superman being a dumb little bitch and Lois dying and him being like, yeah, let's kill everyone. I'd do the same thing, Superman. You don't even have to kill someone I love. I'll do it right now. Darkseid, give me the anti-life equation. I know not a lot of people like Jesse Eisenberg as a version of Lex, actually the son of Lex. I know there's a huge thing on that. I like him being a bit more unhinged and crazy. He was like eccentric, but stupid eccentric. I don't know if that makes sense. In Batman versus Superman, but the crazy that he was showing in the end clip, I want that sort of Lex, or Lex Jr., whatever you want to call him, that son of Lex, who just is mentally unstable and just wants to see chaos and goes to Darkseid and is like, hey, you want to take down the Kryptonian? Kill Lois. He'll just lose his shit. And the dude that just wants to see the destruction of everything. I want to see an unhinged Lex. So I know not a lot of people like Jesse playing him, but if that's the type of Lex we're going to get going forward, yes please. I want to end this video by throwing some major shade at Zack Snyder. How dare you? How dare you release a clip of the Joker talking about living in a society without honor, and then you cut it from the movie? Unless they just didn't have it in my version. I don't know, maybe Warner Brothers is fucking with me at this point. I wouldn't put it past them. We live in a society was the best line of the entire movie, and they ripped it from us. Bastards. I would like you guys to let me know in the comment section down below if I am totally off base on this. I do realize I am wrong about everything. Was Batman's outfits, like, super sexy? His goggles, his nightmare clothes, so sexy. I don't remember him looking that sexy in the original Justice League cut. Like, I'm not attracted to Ben Affleck. I'm attracted to Ben Affleck playing Bruce Wayne and Batman. And in those outfits, like, don't even take off the mask. Let's just do it. I kind of feel like maybe Aquaman does this too much and then dramatically steps backwards. I get it, it's for drama and stuff, but he really comes across as a drama queen. And I mean, I'm here for it. Drama queen Aquaman? Hell yeah. The singing as Aquaman went into the water was, it was a bit much. It went on a little bit too long. I get that they revere him as basically a supernatural being, but it was a little much, you know, just a little bit. I wasn't a fan of the aspect ratio. I know that's Zack Snyder's thing, and it was his creative integrity, and I'm sure tons of people absolutely loved it, and for those people, it was amazing. I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. No. I give this movie 9.9 T-Rexes out of 10. That's right, I rate things with T-Rexes. Get mad. But first, like and subscribe and come back for more of the shit show that is this. Rawr.